Alright guys, so I got slightly bad news. The vet is broken. Um, and I want to share this video with you guys just in case it happens to you guys. And it's kind of a painful experience. I took it out for a ride the other day and was smelling something burning. Then after the smell, like maybe 2-3 minutes into the smell, we saw smoke coming out of the kind of the engine compartment. So I really quickly drove to a parking lot, stopped the car, turned off the car, and popped the hood real quick. And let me show you what I found. Alright, so we are going to pop the hood. Alright, once I popped the hood, um, thankfully the engine was completely fine. By the way, these are the people that haven't seen my engine. This is the engine for my C6 Corvette, cammed. And there was nothing around the engine area. Everything was right here. The alternator was completely smoking, and it was not just a little smoke. It was about something close to a fire kind of smoke. And once it cooled down, if you can kind of see the wires inside the alternator, they're maroon color, sometimes they're orange, sometimes they're red. The ones that I had was black. It was like charcoal black inside. And what happened was, I didn't even realize the gauges, but my alternator, it's toast. It started smoking, and the reason why, and a lot of people have this in their cars. It doesn't matter if you have a Corvette, it doesn't matter if you have a Jeep, it doesn't matter what other car. A lot of cars have this. And with mine, well, this is a new one right now, but I checked all the wires. Once I cooled it down, I actually was like maybe 5-6 minutes away from my house, so I took the risk because my car is so low. Even if I took a trailer, it will still mess up a lot of my carbon fiber pieces down there. So I took the risk, drove to my house, pulled it over, turned off the car, and it was, like I told you, it was still smoking. And a lot of people will know, like, with that smoke, you can do a lot of damage with your engine, with everything. That alternator could have caught on fire and destroyed my car, but hopefully it didn't. So once it cooled down, gave a couple hours, checked my wiring, checked the cables, checked everything out, and everything seemed okay. So I went to my local junkyard, and they got a C5 Corvette. I believe they're the same thing, the 6.0 liter. And I put one on and drove it just a couple blocks, and guess what? It did the same exact thing. It started smoking. So let me go around. I looked at a lot of forums, I looked at a lot of people, I asked, and what I found out is this is the stupidest thing. What I found out is that alternator has kind of two relays. The one inside it tells it how much to charge the battery, to charge and uncharge the battery. And there should be a second relay just in case that falls out. The second relay um, helps it. It's kind of like a 1 and 2 kind of deal. I don't know how to explain it, but I looked at my fuse box, and what I found out is the horn, number 34 right there, the horn fuse, and that goes right there, and that is this one right here. My horn fuse was toast. I felt all of them, they were fine, and this one was like really hot. And on the forums, what I found out is if that horn fuse is either damaged or it's either not good, that will make your alternator go bad. And when I mean bad, is either it will smoke, it will just get destroyed. It will melt the inside. I know it's all metal and aluminum, but there's a lot of plastic that's holding those wires in place, and those plastic gets really hot because it doesn't know when to stop charging, and they just melt. And once they melt, well, you have a bad alternator, and that can destroy a lot of things. um, I wanted to do this video just in case there's a lot of people out there that don't know what's going on with their alternator like what I had. And I could have took another um, used alternator for a really less price. But what I did instead is I went to my auto parts store and I found one they had in stock without me waiting for it to come to from their warehouse or whatever. And it wasn't really that expensive. It was around $200 with a lifetime warranty, and you can't beat that, especially for a Corvette alternator. The funny part is they're only $50 difference. The OEM alternator, used alternator, it's around $150 to $200 depending on where you get it used. And even on eBay, they sell them for 222, 230, 250. And this one comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can change it whenever you want, technically. And for $200. And I had actually a discount for 20% off. And I just saved a couple bucks there too, like $20 or something around there. So this was kind of a lesson for me. I've never had this before. I've had alternators go, dead, but never smoke. And me taking that risk to drive the car home was really a pretty bad idea, because it could have made everything a lot worse. But I did it anyway. I had trust in my car, and I was like, hey, if it's gonna take me, it's gonna take me. So I just drove it 5 6 minutes. It was not a big deal. And after I came here, checked everything, and like I said, the story has been told. So hopefully this video kind of educates you in a little bit, like it educated me. So just with that fuse, that little horn fuse. So test your horns. If you never tested before, test it. If it's working, then that fuse is working. If that fuse is working, then your alternator is working. And if you're having difficulties, the alternator is going below that 13 volts. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people, if any alternator while the car is on goes below 13 volts, I mean something is wrong. Either your alternator, your regulator inside the alternator, or that fuse. In my case, with Chevy, I think it's Chevy do that. So with other cars, they put it in a different location, either with headlights or either with like some sort of combination. Like I never knew that a horn fuse goes with the alternator. So thank you guys for watching. More videos will come with this car. Like I said on my past videos, I will be dynoing the car. I really want to see what kind of power this car puts down. I know the previous owner put something around the stage 3 or stage 4 cam inside, somewhere with the headers. I'm not 100% sure, so I can't tell you all the information about this car unless I take it to the dyno. And the people that dyno these cars probably know way more information about it than I will ever know.